Let's go. Let's go. But we'll get into that as well. We're going to get into all of this. And also, we're going to get into Pam Bondi. She did submit her request for grand jury unsealment of the Epstein case in Manhattan, New York. So it is in the hands of a judge right now. And I want to read, we'll go over some of the sentences and the way that it was worded. And by the way, I said this last week. This is a start, but it's not everything. Okay, it's a start, but it's not everything. And we'll take a look at that tonight as well. And obviously, Mark Levin, which Trump told everybody to watch over the weekend. Trump posted on Truth Social to watch Mark Levin on Fox News last night, and then Mark Levin came out and said that spending time on the Epstein files is a waste of time.
Summoner's Rift.
That's Mark Levin. That's Fox News for you guys.
You have a warrior's
That's Mark Levin. That's Fox News for you guys.
Take it.
30
So,
seconds.
and we will be going over some deportation and attacks on ICE agents intel tonight as well. So, okay. All right. I want to get into this. And we'll start with Mark Levin. Mark Levin. So President Trump yesterday on Truth Social, last night or late afternoon if you're on the West Coast.
Always hiding in a bush.
President
Thin
Trump
faggot.
directed his followers on Truth Social
Yeah, it
to
allows
watch
me to leap
Mark
onto
Levin on
targets, you
Fox
fucking gay
News
faggot.
now.
Predators fucking
So
hide in
what
trees,
we
bro.
got
What the
from
fuck's
Mark
your
Levin
faggot point?
last night
Yeah, what kind of predator are you, huh?
was
You
Mark
fucking
Levin
pedophile.
speaking,
Yeah, exactly.
part of his show, to
Nice.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, and made himself pretty damn clear.
Another piece for my collection.
Notice how Mike Johnson agreed. See that?
Where's my slippers?
Yeah, hey, Mark Levin, we are focusing on who we are. And we don't want to be people that turn a blind eye to pedophilery. Hey, Mark, we are focusing on who we are. We don't want to be a people that lets pedophiles, high-profile, powerful pedophiles, just get a damn free pass. Hey, Mark! Hey, Mark! I know you care about Israel more than you care about exposing high-profile pedophiles, which many on the Epstein client list
Ouchie, ouchie, ouch.
may include former
Ouchie,
Israeli
ouchie,
Prime
ouch.
Minister
Shall I taste?
Jeffrey Epstein, Jew heritage himself, involved with Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of how he met Ghislaine, Robert Maxwell, British operative, self-proclaimed greatest friend to Israel, which was involved clearly Epstein, Maxwell, around Contra, and also very clearly involved in weapons smuggling into Palestine when Israel, or the Israelis, were fighting to establish the new state of Israel in 1948. Maxwell was involved in heavy weapons smuggling operations into Israel because he was a Zionist, so they could win that war. That's why Maxwell was given the highest honor in a burial and funeral service with multiple Israeli former prime ministers in attendance, giving speeches, declaring honor on why he had played such a pivotal, important role
Catch the
that people
trail.
will never understand when it comes to the nation, the state of Israel. And he's buried on the Mount of Olives. Oh. He must be a pretty special damn person to be buried on the Mount of Olives. Okay? And so, you know, it is on record, by the way, when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, he is known to engage in blackmail operations that don't necessarily involve child pornography or necessarily involve high-profile people having sex with kids, him recording it and blackmailing people with it. He was fully engaged in that, but he was also engaged in other blackmail styles. And you know, people need to understand that, to fundamentally understand that, not to get you off of pedophile blackmail, but to give you more of a grounding to understand that this is who Jeffrey Epstein is. Blackmail high-profile individuals with other types of damning information. It could simply be being killed, cheating on your wife, or committing homosexual acts. All kinds of other different types of blackmail styles. This was an individual that knew how to take down powerful and blackmail people like that. Okay? Right? And so, hey, Mark Levin, by the way.
I seek only the strongest.
By the way, the greatest ally, and I mean, right now you even have former Israeli prime ministers saying, I can tell you with a shadow of a doubt.
Has been slain.
The Mossad at one point was directly under my command and reported straight to me. And Jeffrey Epstein was never working for the Mossad. Never. That's just a lie. Anti-Semitism. Well, you do realize that when we say Mossad,
Comfort breeds weakness.
when we say Israeli intelligence, that could mean several different things. The Mossad operates with contractors. Israel, just like the United States, operates by using
The killer's
third-party contractors. What that means is it's either in an official or unofficial capacity. And to gain the same exact results. Now, there are still American independent third-party contractors that were still deployed with Iraq, if there's any type of insurgency operations that require that type of action, instead of sending in, you know, your normal U.S. Army or Marines, etc. Guys, this is basic stuff. This is basic stuff, right? And someone like Jeffrey Epstein, in terms of intelligence ops and blackmail ops, could serve the exact same role. Third party on behalf of the paying clients. And this is how Jeffrey Epstein operates.
An enemy
And that's why
has
I've told
been
people
slain.
multiple times. Yes,
An ally has been
Israel
slain.
was one of them. Clearly, amongst others. But that's the only one you're not allowed to talk about, and I promise you, that's the only one that will be kept disclosed and kept secret. And this entire thing buried. That's the one we will do this with, to hide their involvement. Because of this, the so-called anti-Semitism, the wave and the avalanche of anti-Semitism that would come because of the truth. We have to protect pedophiles because we can't let anti-Semitism rise.
An enemy has been slain.
That's the only one that they would literally
Catch their
be willing
trail.
to cover it all up. The Epstein-Maxwell connection is everything. It's how he was introduced to Ghislaine Maxwell, right?
The scent
And so,
of
you know, Mark Levin, hey buddy, hey buddy. Yeah, we are self-reflecting right now. The nation is self-reflecting. Millions of people out here are self-reflecting, Mark. And we don't want to be a nation. We don't want to be a civilization. We don't want to be a society and a group of people that turn turns a blind eye to high-profile, powerful pedophile rings. You might be on it yourself, Mark. I don't know. You tell me. Or you sound like Mark. Like you want people off of this thing because you damn well know that former prime ministers have been to Epstein estates, photographed, and self-admittedly have gone to the Epstein Island, Epstein estate. I didn't Nothing illegal happened there, trust me. You know this, Mark. And that's why you want people off of it. If you yourself are not on the damn list. This old sick freak. Aren't these people disgusting and disgusting? What the hell's the matter with you? And this is why I kept telling people, don't let these people gaslight you or question your reality or make you question yourself. Well, maybe I'm wrong here. It all matters. These weirdos, these sick freaks, they want you off of the subject, and then they gaslight you as if you can't care about all of the above. Just pick A, B, C, and that's your only option. You can only pick one, and only that matters. But what about option D that says all the above? No, you can't pick that one. Well, that's weird, because I care about all of the options here. I don't think there's just one answer. There is no. You can't. Get off the Epstein fires, you Epstein tard. It's weird, sick freaks, dude. It's not going away, so deal with it. And yes, we will force you to keep talking about it, because we will force you to not let go exposing pedophile rape. Or the cover-up of them. So get mad. Stay mad. Because this ain't going anywhere.
I seek only the strong.
So Epstein, according to Levin, is a waste of time. Epstein, according to Donald J. Trump, is a waste of time. BS, boring, nobody cares. And you also have Speaker of the House Mike Johnson nodding along like a total NPC. There's more important things to worry about.
Enemy killing.
There's more important things, guys. Imagine being one of the victims hearing this. Or their parents. And shame on any retards out there. I see this from a lot of like these weird MAGA boomers that are completely low IQ and insensitive, like they don't understand. I can tell they don't know what happened with Epstein. I can tell. I'll tell you. People will always be like, what do you mean, the parents? Where were the parents the whole time? You know, part of the reason Epstein ended up on local police radar and then eventually the federal investigators' radar, because they messed with the wrong girls. Wayne Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein specifically targeted young girls that they knew were growing up in broken homes, that had only maybe one mother to stay away from a family feud. They would target young girls that were clearly in rebellion, that didn't have a strong family bond or communicative family situation or environment. They specifically went after young girls with daddy issues. They specifically went after young girls that didn't have a strong family support system. These are the types of girls they went after. They profiled them, and they worked with them. Okay? They were very good. And this is when you start getting into marketing manager of Epstein's best friend. If you look at Ohio, the two biggest properties in Ohio at the time, he signed over his entire
Strike when ready.
Jeffrey Epstein
Ally has
was
been
marketing
Shut down.
part of the companies
Ally has
that
been
were under
slain.
Catch
part of the
them.
companies that were under the marketing strategies and mold them were companies like Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie and Fitch, and all of these designer clothing lines that involve young people, right?
The scent of
Some of the
prey.
CEOs of these companies were arrested and indicted for human trafficking of young people. And Jeffrey Epstein would pose. Ghislaine Maxwell, she would pose as a model recruit. And obviously some of these
hunter
models were
never rests.
underage, but some of them were adults. And that was the gateway, right? That was the gateway. The gateway to get to younger girls was to just get one of the girls in the family. And you meet one, and you get introduced to their little sisters. And then you promise them all kinds of fame and connections. You can meet this famous person, that famous person. You can be on the cover of this magazine. Don't you want to be a Victoria's Secret? And little girls that find themselves in an Epstein state, private jet, and they're totally rude. Right? And then all these things are, where are the parents? Where are the parents?
I fucked that up so hard.
Going through the house. Not in the picture. And that's why they retarded. So just to give people understanding as to why the parents weren't in the picture, because they specifically went after little kids that clearly didn't have a family support system that was stable. Right? And, you know, before you know it, these little girls, they're wooed by the promises. Oh, you want to meet this famous person? You want to meet that famous person? Come over to my mansion. Come here. And then they walk in, and it's like, you know, he would use them, and Ghislaine Maxwell would train them. It started with massages. You know, I had to give a massage to a famous person, and then from there, it turns into sex acts. And they would film it, and that's how they would blackmail them. And obviously these famous, high-profile, very rich and powerful people, either they didn't quite realize that these were underage girls,
There is the hunter.
or they did know. Either way, it doesn't make it any... It doesn't change the gravity of how evil it is. I'm just telling you, this is the process. Is they either didn't realize that this is a 14-year-old, this is a 13-year-old girl that's giving you a massage, and obviously, you know, this is supposed to be vaginal sex, anal sex, or they did know. But one thing I do know is they didn't know they were being recorded, and that was the blackmail. Okay? That was the blackmail operation, and that's what we want to expose. We don't want to watch this stuff. We would like a transcript. Transcribed to us, who are in these tapes, having sex with kids, and if this stuff has been manipulated, doctored, or destroyed, whatever you want to go, if there's an obvious effort to cover this stuff up by past regimes, show us that too. Because we want to go after people that are clearly engaged in trying to cover up one of the most notorious, evil, powerful pedophile rings in modern times. That's what Epstein was engaged in.
Yeah.
Just to give you a big explanation. Just to give you a gateway explanation. That was a buddy, Wes Wexner, with buddies with Jeffrey Epstein. We knew him maybe for a couple of years, a few years. Wexner was a multi-billionaire, and at the time, Jeffrey Epstein would only, he had like a 40 years only work with a billionaire club. back and forth, etc. Les Wexner, a massive organization and company
Hello?
that would handle the marketing
Hi.
strategies and paths for very high-profile.
Well, mom's
clothing
asleep,
companies.
so
Like
I
said,
can't even
Victoria's
ask her,
Secret,
or
Victoria's Secret,
haven't
Abercrombie
asked her.
and Fitch, and if you guys remember,
Shut down.
Oh,
if you guys remember the famous story of Abercrombie and
Shut
Fitch,
down.
how
doesn't really matter. Like, I
former CEO
would like to go
was
out,
like
like
an outsider.
either Sochaux Montana's or
we
something
would
like
walk
that.
into stores and there's always just dudes with their shirts off. It's like dudes with their shirts off.
Catch
It's
their
very
trail.
Mon fucking Tanners.
Well, if you're gonna say that, you have to have
And I
an
remember as a
example.
kid saying that, like, it's kind of why are they doing that? It was weird. I was never into that clothing
Not really.
because of that. That was the way that I saw it. That's kind of weird. You know? They're clearly trying to sexualize people my age. It's strange. You know, it's very gay, very homosexual, but it's just something there, right? Well, if you remember, the CEO was indicted, was arrested for the human trafficking. The CEO. And that company was very cool. The marketing mogul. And the buddies, who were buddies, they were the best of buddies together. Somewhere down the line, like they knew each other maybe like 2, maybe 5 years. Multi-billionaire Les Wexner gave full power of attorney over to Jeffrey Epstein pull out money in his name, write checks in his name, and somehow Jeffrey Epstein ended up on Les Wexner's board. And other board members and people in several other companies, they would complain. You had some people that worked for Victoria's Secret that would complain about Jeffrey Epstein because he is unofficially, these are reports that Jeffrey Epstein would unofficially pose as a recruiter for Victoria's Secret. And people would take issue with that, and then you get into the, the branch off companies like Pink, which is supposed to be pregnant, right? Because Pink is under Victoria's Secret, and Pink is kind of marketed towards more of like a preteen, female, teenager, female. Guys, I remember all of this stuff when I was a kid growing up. Now you're starting to realize like these people, these monsters that were behind all of this, connections to Israel, and they're clearly implicated as such. And you're supposed to ask those questions, but you're not allowed to.
Man, fucking hell, dude.
And so Les Wexner is going things over
Oh, what the fuck? Wow.
and you gotta ask yourself, how the hell did that happen? This guy didn't even do that for his own family, his own kin.
That's insane,
And
dude.
billionaires don't do stuff like that. Billionaires don't sign over their entire wealth and empires. They don't just hand that over to their children. You know what I mean? It doesn't really happen. But for Jeffrey Epstein, it did. And you got to ask yourself, well, why? And Les Wexner at the time and Jeffrey Epstein had the largest in Ohio. They had the largest estate properties in the state of Ohio, and that's where Abercrombie and Fitch, the headquarters at the time, I don't know if it still is, it might be, was. And the two biggest estates, the biggest one belonged to Les Wexner at the time, and you can only guess. The second one belonged to Jeffrey Epstein. They were right next to each other. They were right next to each other. And you gotta ask yourself, okay, well, what the hell is going on there? And, I'm saying all this because it ties to what led to Jeffrey Epstein being exposed mainly for the first time because, and a lot of the victims alleged they were raped in those estates. A lot of the young girls alleged they were lured into those estates, into those homes. And that's where the sex crimes took place. You gotta ask yourself, like, how does a multi-billionaire end up signing over power to attorney over to Jeffrey Epstein? I think Les Wexner has tried to give explanations. He's trying to do all kinds of philanthropy.
Has been slain.
And trying to make up for the situation. And I think the only explanation, and you guys can maybe go like grok this or Google whatever. I think the only explanation he's ever given to date was, I just trusted Jeffrey Epstein a little too much. Not verbatim, that's what he said, but that's like kind of the explanation. He was just deceived by Jeffrey. I think the guy was clearly honest. That doesn't just happen, okay? You don't do that, okay? It's a very serious situation. You just hand over power of attorney your entire
Bro,
wealth.
what the fuck is that
People can
chanting,
take
bro?
straight up money out of your bank account. They can send checks in your name. Like, dude, billionaires don't just do stuff like that. You want my honest opinion? Here's my theory on it. I think it's obvious.
Has been slain.
I think it's obvious that the guy was compromised. In my opinion, Epstein probably put him into a situation in his house, Wexner's house, or Epstein's house. Brought some little girls in there, and or underage girls, unaware they were. Probably had sex with them. All kinds of crazy sex acts. But they would start with massages. That's where the massage things come from. You know, when you look into Ghislaine Maxwell, everything that's come out with her thus far was always massages. Training masseuses to perform massages. Jeff, there's some photos like this, right? And the reason why was because the young girls would start whenever these high-profile people would board the Lolita Express, which Lolita means little girl, like cute little girl, right? It's pedophile. It's a pedophile. And apparently it wasn't Jeffrey Epstein that named the plane. It was the pedophiles that all knew what that plane was. That named the plane. That's what we've been told. Whether it was the plane or the New York apartments, estates in Mexico, Ohio, obviously the they would start as massages. That's why they were training masseuses. And underage girls and these high-profile people, all of a sudden, imagine they're like hanging out with a bunch of celebrities, right? Oh, and by the way, everything I'm explaining to you is what these people out here want you to just look up. That's why I'm explaining. It's sick and twisted and disgusting and very disgusting. People like Mark Levin and these retard show hosts out here that want you to let it go. What I'm explaining is what they want you to let go. Yeah. Why are we not letting it go? Well, this is can you imagine being like a high-profile individual? Famous individual? I can speak for myself. I've been to high-profile parties. I've been around very famous people. A few occasions. I get invited to a lot of stuff, but I just don't. I don't want to be around that. It's just not for me. You know, it's not for me. Like, I've been to Mar-a-Lago. I've been around. But that stuff's just not for me. I didn't get into this for that. You know, when I was part of their student organization, they asked me, "You want to come to this? You want to come to that?" Like, this person's gonna be there. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'd rather be at home with my wife and my dog. You know what I mean? Like, than hang out with like fake, you know, fake famous people. I'm all right. You know, okay. Unless you got something for me to do, all right, I'm out. I'm an introvert. That's how I am. They would always look at me like, oh, what? Can you imagine, dude? I can only like. I don't know what I would do. actually be? Like, I show up at like a high profile environment, right? Transported via private jet or whatever.
Ally has been slain.
13-year-old girl
Yo, what the fuck
massaging
am
you,
I witnessing right
kissing you
now,
on the
dude?
neck, like, I mean, for me, the moment I saw, like, if I were in that position and saw that, like immediately I would know what it is.
There is the hunter.
But I think like, what's your reaction immediately, right? Like, do you hurt? Do you turn around and choke Jeffrey Epstein? You know what I mean? Do you start? You know, do you slit the throat of the famous people you're around that are clearly like, oh yeah, let's go. You know, do you do that? Or do you immediately contact authorities? You know, it's a crazy one to think about. I just know for me, like, that would freak me out. Like, and I would, for sure, disclose and expose it immediately, at all costs. But like when you really think about, okay, like what would I do if I was in that position? Do I kill the pedophiles, or do I call the authorities? And the authorities will probably most likely run cover for the pedophiles. You know, like what do you do when you're sitting there and you know, like, okay, wow, this is what's going on here. Yeah.
An ally has been slain.
Hell no. Hell no.
An
Yeah, it's
enemy
interesting
has
to
been
think about. It's
slain.
like it makes me. I feel dirty thinking about it. Like genuinely, my body, like my spirit, my soul, like just thinking about that makes me feel unclean. It does. Like I feel. It's disgusting. You know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like these people out here that are trying to get you off of this is so disturbing and despicable. Okay, and that's why I'm describing these things to my audience tonight, because I want you to understand why nobody out here is letting this stuff go.
Whore cunt. Fucking faggot cunt
This
whore.
is what they would do, man. You know, that they're in the Lolita Express, and or they're in an apartment. They're at the island.
An ally has been slain.
And all of a sudden, these like 13, 14-year-old
Monsters can be
massage
made.
therapists, masseuses come out, and they start massaging. You know, these rich, high-profile billionaires, they're massaging them, taking off their shoes, unbuttoning their pants. You know, they start performing all kinds of sex acts on these pedophiles, and then before you know it, they're having sex with little kids.
Comfort
And
breeds
playing on the nature of man and the flesh in a situation like that, these people are already sick, they're already twisted, they're already depraved. There's nothing stopping them. When these little kids come out and start walking towards us, like once that happens, bro, like you're immediately out of your chair. You're like, hey, what the? You know what I mean? Like, no. Hey, what is going on here? I can't even imagine. My mind goes all over the place. Like if I was in an environment like that, and then out of nowhere, these little kids come out, like, oh my, you know what I mean? It's like, do I kill these pedophiles? Do I appeal to law enforcement? What do I do? You know? But that's what they would do. And, it was for the massages, and that's why
Just
they
double jumped.
trained
What the hell?
And
Holy fuck, that was insane.
you want to be a model, you want to be a business, you want to be working with the best photographers. You want to meet this celebrity, that celebrity. Maybe you could be an actress. Look at Cameron Diaz. Isn't she pretty? She's Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man. Wow. Look at that. Look at Lindsay Lohan. Oh my goodness. Everybody loves her. You see what I'm saying? Like they appeal to, you know, these famous, young, teenage, you know, or these child stars that have already been destroyed in the system. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at that. You want to meet them? I know the manager. You do? little kids.
A true hunter never.
And of course, little kids are gonna fall for this shit. It's called grooming. How it works, especially if they are little girls and they're little kids that have broken homes. They don't have fathers, or they don't have fathers that are present. These are the types of little girls they would go after. And you promise them the world. Any little girl, any little kid, most of the time, is especially because of their innocence, they're so trustful. I can't just. This person wants to give me a way out. This person wants to hand me my dreams on a platter. This person is promising everything the opposite. My family, my mom, and my dad. All they ever do is fight. They never even think about me, care about me. All they care about is themselves. I can't even tell them how I feel. It's Santana. This is how it works. You totally see how these little kids get sucked into this. And before you know it, you're performing oral sex on some Hollywood pedophile on the Lolita Express, thinking that's normal, and that's how adults do things individually. I guess this is how Lindsay Lohan did it. I guess this is how Cameron Diaz, the list goes on. This is what I'm saying. This is how it is. This is how it works in Hollywood. I mean, they see nothing but the sex appeal already all over. This is just how the adults do it, so I gotta do it too if I want to get inside it. Guys, it's called grooming. It's how it works. Dude. It's disgusting. How they take advantage of little kids. And it's what they did. It's what they did. They manipulated them. They promised them the world, all these connections. And these little girls have stars in their eyes, you know? And even more so because they come from broken homes. Well, what happened was they messed with the wrong little girl, because one of the little girl, and this is kind of how it started the first arrest. Her parents.
An ally has been slain.
Her parents didn't. That's what got Epstein on the radar and Maxwell the first time, right? And so, yeah, Britney Spears. I mean, I just think of like the 90s. I think of the early, 2000s where Epstein was obviously predominantly operating. I can only imagine. Growing up in a broken home and being promised something. Like think about that for a second. Just try and put yourself in that situation. 13, 14 years old. You don't have a dad. Your dad walked out on you. You never even knew your dad. All you know of your dad is all the crap your mom talks about. All she ever wants to talk about, and never asks you about how you're doing or how your day is going. It's always, what do you need now? She's always out there, working, not paying attention to you. You're a 13-year-old girl that's not getting attention from her dad. Dad's gone. A 13-year-old girl that's not getting attention from mom. The mom thinks you're a burden. You're not getting any answers about life when you're 13. And all the answers you get are from the TV, news people. And at the time, it was like tabloid magazines. That was heavy. Now it's just media. Tabloid magazines like Teen Girl and all that, dude. You know, a lot of these young kids growing up in broken homes, like they get these answers. Can you imagine being that age, dude? Can you imagine being that age? You're out of nowhere. You have nothing. You are nothing. Your family's broken. You're not getting any answers. You have no escape. And out of nowhere, you meet someone like Dwayne. Famous music industry, A&Rs, managers, Hollywood actors, managers of Lindsay Lohan, Miley Cyrus. You know what I mean? Like, you're just the people that you work with.
The fact that we lose this game is fucking insane, bro.
Teenage girl in the 90s, early 2000s. Like, what do you do? What? You mean I can make these people? I'm on our planet. What do you have to be on?
It's fucking insane that we lose that whole. Wow,
Before you know it, these
that's
little
one of
girls, they
those
think
ones where
they're,
you know it's not a real
you know,
loss.
gaining the whole world. They're promised fame and glory and connections, and before you know it, oh, well, just practice how to give
Joke,
massages.
this game
That's
is
what they
fucking
like.
horrible.
That's how you make. That's how these connections work. That's how it works. And before you know it, these 13-year-old little girls are giving massages to these high-profile pedophiles, these powerful people. And if they want to do anything else, just go with it. You gotta make that connection. That's Hollywood. You do whatever you can to make it happen. How do you think Lindsay Lohan did it?
Dude, he went 7-14 on the guy who told him not to play, dude.
Amanda Bynes. Yeah, the list goes on. You know what I mean? And it's like these little girls. My dad never showed me anything. My mom never taught me anything. All I have is this glam, and I see people like him.
There's one simple vision hack anyone can use to improve vision, so you can say goodbye to your optometrist for good. Did you know?
We're being told to buy the orange coins, but these snot-nosed kids are flipping their allowances into $50 to $300 a day with smaller, under-the-radar coins.
And interview Ghislaine Maxwell in prison. So clearly Bondi is attempting to get ahead of this thing. And we're going to be analyzing all of that tonight. I will continue to share my thoughts on this situation. And I still feel the same about Ghislaine Maxwell. I just can't trust her because of who she is, her background, who her father was, who her lover was, and her deeply connected role to the state of Israel, which is clearly and obviously being covered up. Okay? And we're going to talk about that tonight as well. We're not afraid of these things. And we will be detailing all of that intel as well. And we have an update. If you remember, Pam Bondi also filed for an unsealment of grand jury testimony in New York, Manhattan, regarding the Epstein case. Well, it looks like she filed wrong.
What's up, guys? Ben here, bringing you another video today live. I'm actually recording this live on stream. What's up, guys? Ben here, bringing you another video today live. What's up, guys? Ben here with another video, and it's a video. I always thought that I would make this video eventually. I never thought it would be today. Atlanta FaZe has completely crashed out of the EWC tournament. They've gotten 12th, and I think it's the end of the squad. So I wanted to make a quick video, collecting my thoughts on how they're playing right now, the changes I think that they're going to make, and who I think they might pick up in the offseason. We'll be doing a lot of roster minute videos. We're kicking it off right now with the hot topic, so let's dive in. FaZe at EWC played Omit. I'm recording this on Friday. On Thursday, they played Omit and barely beat them in the game 5. They actually came back. But after a loss to the Miami Heretics, a close one, they had to play Omit again to get out of the bracket. And as you can see here, they got slammed like that. They got completely slammed. You see Zach with a .8, Tim with a .85. I mean, nobody was positive. They got run by Mac, who dropped to 137. So I think, look, anyone that watched FaZe play this weekend, it seems like not only are they not able to carry their individual skill right now, the teamwork is completely not there. So a lot of you will say, look, they won 2 events this year. Maybe they should stick. I just think the way that they are playing and the way they played this tournament, and we're going to record the flank here in a little bit, so it'll probably be up by the time you watch these videos, so make sure you check it out on Zuma's channel. I think this is just the end of the road, and there's been a lot of tweets from the FaZe guys. First off, we have Draza, just had my worst series ever. I'm not going to read that word. Great, just pathetic out of me on to next year. I gotta be honest with Zach. He didn't really play that great the last couple of tournaments, and not just this series. He had a very, very poor end of the season individually. Just did not pop off play. He needs to have a better finish. I think for Simp, he tweeted GG's on that's the end of our tournament. Embarrassing end of the year, to be honest. You see the gas from Kason there. I do feel for Kason because they've got a lot of big decisions to make. And then on the BZ and GG's to everyone, nothing to say at all. Just a pathetic end of the season. I haven't seen a Cell tweet come across yet. We'll see if MC does tweet out, but I think in general, nobody played individually on a level enough to win an event at the end of the season. After losing in the final Major 4, this end camps, I think it's just the end for that. And look, I think not to get, you know, too like poetic, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of pieces and things said. Afternoon, Optic has played Thieves, and wow, as expected, LA Thieves, 100 Thieves are going home top 8. And so I wanted to get a quick video out, my thoughts on their team, the season as a whole, and since y'all are curious who they're going to drop, who they're going to pick up, let's get in some initial ideas and thoughts on that front. All right, so here you go, the score page from the series. Optic handily won the 2 respawns, the 3 respawns actually, and Thieves had a good one in the S&D, but as you scroll down, I think it's pretty obvious who.
And I mean, I don't think we've.
Who is not going to be on this team next season. Dan Ghosty and Envoy really struggled at the last 2 events. And at this one, I do think that Hydra and Scrap are going to look to probably replace both of those players. Because look, even though you got, you know, a couple of nice victories on here, the Minor 2 win online, the really good effort they showed at Major 1 where they just came up short by 1 round in the last map of that series in the grand final, and the 2 back-to-back wins, a top 8 at Chance and a top 8 at BWC is just not going to be enough for this team to really look on the season and be like, in the big tournaments, we clutched up, we were the best team. I think they're going to want to make a change. So, you know, I think for Hydra and Scrap, I think it's great. Sam Steele right now, he's fucking contract. He's got a year left.
Microphone activated.
Ninja. Hey.
Not bad.
See me?
Yeah, I see you. Tom's just doing this new thing now where like he doesn't have to resize the boxes. He just does separate browser sources, and in Ninja you could just like manually fucking
that's nice.
have your freeze box. Yeah.
Wait, he's gonna have to resize me though, because on my screen I see my chest, but on the fucking thing
Yeah, he'll recrop it. He'll recrop it.
No, this is the last year. This is the last year of Halo.
Well, no,
it's the last year HCS until the new game.
HCS.
But dude, I just don't see a world where Halo, whatever the next one is, 9 comes out before 2028.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna bring up, Pat. It's like this might be a 2-year fucking situation.
Yeah, because I mean, he said like we're gonna have news next year, but it's like, bro, almost every game that's came out in the last like 3 years has had a delay.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a year break. It's not gonna come out until the end of the year or like early next year probably. If I had to guess. The next year is just gonna be like waiting.
Well, what they'll do, and we'll talk about in the show, is they're just gonna play. There'll be DreamHack Halo events probably, right? And that's really gonna be it. Maybe LDD does some small stuff, but it's just not. Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah. You gotta recrop me.
Let me recrop you, Slay. Let me see what's going on here. Slowly. Bench. Boom. And boom. Actually, hold on. Your ad's kind of like. Can you move your ad? You can move your ad.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me take the poster down. It's on the wall.
Yeah. That's a sticker on the wall.
Down. Yeah.
It just disappears like that. Is it like an invisible sticker?
Yeah.
How does it do that?
It's a reflective.
It's a reflective. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's nice. Yeah. No, you gotta get one.
Can we see the other scene real quick? Just double check.
I'm pretty sure your scene's good, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, no, it should be good. Let's just take a quick peek though, you know. Safety first.
Let me move Pat up a little bit. But yeah.
Damn, you like the new wall?
Looks good.
It's a different wall. You see that? There's like a corner now.
A new wall? You got a new wall?
Yeah. Remember I moved in the end of June, like right at Champ.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's run this shit in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hey, ladies Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ, Christopher Duarte Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty scene. Give it up for Patrick Price Eggs. And then, of course, give it up for the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Naseem. Gentlemen, how we doing? How we feeling? What's going on? Pat, long time no see. Talk to me, Pat. How you been, brother? You been all right?
I've been good. It's only been 2 episodes, Tom. It's only been two episodes.
Yeah, but it's just, it's been 3 weeks until EWC, Pat, and then you weren't here the first 2. So it's been a while, Pat. I mean, we haven't seen each other in a while.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah, no, I've been good. Excited to get back to it. I think Trey was holding it down. Dill was holding it down.
Yeah.
But I heard Ben was on some generational yap sessions without me here, so hopefully I can rein that in now that I'm back. But yeah.
Hey Ben, watch the face.
That's not true.
That's not true. Oh man.
I love Ben's stank face, bro.
I sent Tom a graphic from the first show we did this week, and I was not the number one.
Yeah, Duarte, you might want to take a look at that, Duarte. You might want to take a look at that graphic.
Wait, what?
What
graph?
You want me to resend it? You want me to resend it again, Tom?
Yeah, you might need to.
No.
Wait, there's a yap graph?
There's a yap. There's a yap graphic. A yap. And I guess
Wait,
somebody
from when?
clocked
From when?
every time somebody talks, somebody clocked the percentage of how much we talked during the show, which is kind of crazy.
There you go, Tom. It's in the chat.
Was it just for this show or this week?
It was only one show that he did.
Yeah, my
show.
shot Mindy XO went through. And,
So we got Parasite with a 24.2%, Benjay with a 17.9%, Octane with 11%, and Dylan attached with
What you
9.5.
building, dog?
But I don't count. I don't count.
Run the shit.
Absolutely.
You don't count.
I don't count.
I guess
Duarte, I don't count. I can't count.
I'll take my 24%.
for a quarter of the show, brother.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Absolutely. But
I got a lot to say, man.
It is what he gets paid to do.
And we love to hear. Yeah, exactly. We love to hear you guys yap and talk. That's what it's all about. How you doing, Duarte? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Can't complain, bro. It's a great day of COD. I'm excited for the matches tomorrow and see who wins this whole thing.
Yeah, me too. The EWC has been great. Sam, are you feeling all right today? Talk to me, Sam. You doing okay over there?
I have no reason to be doing poor, man. I'm doing absolutely great, Tom.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
yeah, I'm feeling on top of the world.
That's
Nothing
good.
wrong.
That's good, Sam. I'm actually really excited to get into the matches
dying
today.
internally in anguish. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, guys. First up, Pat. Before we get into it, what have been your thoughts about EWC? I think obviously, delays aside, it's been pretty cool to watch some of these matches and watching people crush their keys. In my opinion, the more COD, the better, right? The more tournaments, the better. But I'm curious. I mean, we haven't really gotten your take on EWC, and we would love to know what you think so far about the tournament, some of the matchups that have been going on. I mean, what do you think, Pat? How you been?
Yeah.
You been watching?
Yeah. So first I'll start out because I haven't obviously been on the show since it was really a hot topic on Twitter. But I like the coaches on stage personally. I know there's been like criticisms of and I agree that communication nowadays is probably the last skill gap, but I don't think it's gonna play as big of a difference in today's game. And I don't think we've seen a lot of it so far, but I'm always a fan of coaches getting involved and talking shit and being more animated. I mean, I think we talked about that before. Players nowadays aren't as much as animated as they used to be. And I think it's just another element where we can hopefully get more entertainment from that. As far as the tournament, again, I think I said this last year. I don't know if the key crushing is going to catch on. I think it's a cool concept, but I don't know. For me, it just seems like it's a gimmick.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I like it personally.
But they moved it out to the crowd, at least for the COD event. Last year was behind stage, now it's literally on the stage, so everybody's kind of getting into it. It's fun.
But as far as the matches go, I mean, dude, I hate single limb. I've always said that. Sam, I think you like single limb, or I don't know, I can't remember, but I hate single limb. So that's the one thing that I wish fucking changes and goes away entirely in Call of Duty. But group stage with open teams, I mean, dude, I think it's a fucking must. I don't know what we got to do for this to transition to, the normal format. But I think the biggest upside for me for EWC is the format. I think that goes for everybody. But I mean, dude, it's just nice seeing fucking upsets from AM teams. That is fucking exciting, even if they don't go far. And it gives guys, I mean, dude, fucking craze. Like, I mean, I know there was a lot of people saying that guy should have been in the league, but like, it gives opportunity, bro. And going back to what we talked about with challenger players before, like, if they don't have opportunity to show how good they are, then yeah, there will never be fucking talent to be shown. But like, it's clearly there. They just don't have the opportunity. I mean, bro, we get Merc in the league now after he was in challengers for a year and no one knew about him. But like the guy, and it's gonna catch on, Sam. He is literally the legacy saver.
No, it's not.
So
Not
yeah,
catching on,
for me,
man.
I'm glad to see more challenger teams just get the shot and get to play, and obviously have the opportunity to upset, and they do it. Because that's what it's all about with Call of Duty, bro. Call of Duty is not the game where, you know, oh, we're the best team on this day. Like it's a marathon, and it's just matches. And I think that's where you truly see the best team. So yeah, I mean, format's a dub. Time zone for me is an L. Obviously, that's why I missed the Thursday and Friday matches. But there's not much I can do about that because of where it's hosted. But so far it's been good. But yeah, man, that's kind of my synopsis.
Sure.
I will say I'm not surprised though to see, like, especially because of how short it has been since champs, that like we're seeing a lot of the same teams that dominated champs dominate here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't agree more with the whole open bracket. I mean, just I think you put it best. Like, the more opportunity, the better, bro. Right? Like, I mean, we want there needs to be a foundation where people can actually come up. But there needs to be a pipeline where people can come up and actually make it into the pro league by, you know, through the challenger system. So, you know, it's been cool to see, like, all these guys playing. And Craze, speaking of Craze, because you mentioned Craze's name, he's been fun to watch, bro. Even today, I know they lost, but he takes space really well. His awareness on the map and knowing when to speed up and slow down, like, he's a really good player. And somebody told me that apparently he came from studies subscriber rates. Like, that's where, like, people found him.
That's insane.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, it's nuts, bro. So many players now, I feel like, are being found through, like, sub-8s or, like, through people's communities, which is really cool to see. So yeah.
Well, I feel like he's a guarantee to make the league now, right? Like,
he has
better
to
be.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think that whole team would like all those guys should probably, like, find a spot somewhere. But I mean, realistically, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But
it just comes down to Mac and Reese, like, you know what I'm saying, finding, like,
yeah,
they're essentially role players at this point. So you put Mac in that kind of superstar role that he was on for New York, but other than that, yeah.
it's just like, bro, the guy gets one opportunity, and then it's like, oh shit, this guy should be in the league.
Yeah. I mean, definitely Mamba as well. Maybe we talk about Crazy. Mamba's another one. I mean, we'll get into it, right? We're going to talk about these teams they played today. Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, I think people forget that, like, challengers nowadays is essentially like what pro teams are to a degree. It's just a lot of, like, ex-pros, right, that were in the CDL that dropped down mixed with, like, newer gen challenger talent. And, like, if you think about it, it's the same way that challenger players get put in the league, right? You would just say that the people in the league might just be better because they still retain their spots, but the challenger teams at the top are pro teams. They can compete with the pro teams. They might not beat Optic. They might not beat Thieves, Surge, whatever the hell you want to say. But, like, dude, we need more parity. We need more room for people to grow, and we need more spots because it's just more opportunity for everybody. Like, it gives people a chance to really spread their wings, man.
Yep.
And I think, speaking of more opportunity, Chris, Tom, we should talk about the Halo news, because I think it kind of
Yeah,
also
for sure. I was
applies.
going to get into that.
This combo.
I was going to bring that up. I do want to talk about Halo. So, Ben, why don't you break it down? Because apparently Halo's taking a break, and I don't know how long exactly the break is, but I know it's over a year, right? So, like, Ben, what's going on over there with Halo? Give everybody an update, kind of what's happening, because I know there's a lot of talent in Halo, and we might see some crossover here. Go ahead, Ben J.
Yeah, so yesterday, like, literally right after we recorded the show, there was an update via HCS. And basically, the announcement was that after this season of HCS, which ends in October with HCS champs, they are going to go on a hiatus as far as the Halo Championship Series. So Microsoft will still fund and support some smaller prize pools, probably at DreamHack and some other activity as kind of side stuff. But they're not really going to do a full HCS circuit until it seems like the new game coming out. And Pat, we were talking earlier, I think, well, from your estimate, you think that probably won't be till
28
or 27?
I mean, that's pretty fucking crazy if you ask me.
And I think Holiday 27 is, like, best case scenario.
Yeah, but to your point, a lot of games are getting pushed back. So I think Tom, like, there'll still be Halo events. They'll just be open to DreamHack, but you're not really going to have this deep rich circuit. So I could see a lot of those guys, especially some of the younger ones, thinking about maybe trying to take the swap over to COD and see if they can give it a go.
I mean, I really don't see why not, right? Like, they don't have anything else going on, right? So why sit on the sideline for a year when you can try and make something else work? And I already saw some players tweeting. I saw.
Yo, dog, you there? Nice. I'll be back. Okay, I'm just gonna go get food then. I fucking hate this. I don't know why you come to me for me to go to everybody else. Because she wants. You just go to everybody else. She wants me to go to everyone else, and then you want me to go to everyone else. That does nothing. Holy fuck, bro. Bunch of fucking retards,
saw a
man.
legend tweet out already saying he's a free agent for Black Ops 7. Granted, it could have been a troll.
What the
I
fuck
don't know.
happened?
It might have been also serious, right? So
I go upstairs. My sister doesn't know what she wants to eat, but she wants to eat something that we haven't had before, which is, and then she doesn't give any options, which is retarded. And then she says, go talk to my mom and find out where we're going. And then my mom says, go find out where we're going from other people. It's like, it's fucking stupid. Just fucking get up and let's fucking talk about where we're gonna go. Okay, well, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go get myself something because no one else is, apparently, they don't have enough gray matter to be